Good morning, good morning. How is everyone today? I hope everyone's doing awesome. I will give everyone a minute to come on in. Okay, we'll get started. Welcome to day 3 of my parenting challenge, Resilience After COVID. So today we're going to continue considering the architecture of our parenting practices. So we get to look specifically at our values. The values are really the bedrock for our parenting because they're going to guide how we want to be as a parent. They're going to guide how we want to interact with our kids. They're going to help us reach our goals, our parenting goals, which we've already talked about. It's going to enhance our parenting experience. And really our values are going to help us, when I talk about how we want to interact, it's going to help us decide what battles we want to pick with our kids. It's going to help us decide what we're going to waste our breath on, right? And so it's picking and choosing those battles because at the end of the day, we want to win the war, the long-term war. And so we're not going to win every little battle, and our values will help guide us to where we want to get there. And how we want to spend our time, right? So the values really lay that foundation. I love to equate our values as a GPS system. Right? We set the destination and that's kind of where we're headed. Now, of course, there's detours, right? There might be an accident. We might have, construction. We might want to stop at Starbucks, but we're always rerouting and rerouting. Our GPS will always help us find the next best route. And you know what? Sometimes we might be heading to Toronto and end up in Vancouver, but that's okay. Because at the end of the day, if we have that GPS system, we know where we're headed. And so even if we end up at Vancouver, we know exactly how to redirect ourselves. And that's kind of what our values helps us with. I'm reminded of a rover that was sent by NASA out to space. I think it was one of the Mars rovers. And everyone had talked about, there was a big article about how everyone talked about it was a huge success. It never got off course. In the 6 months that it took, it was a perfect journey. But no one knew that that rover was off course 99% of the time. Every millisecond, it was readjusting and readjusting and readjusting and readjusting. And I mean, there's things that they couldn't account for in outer space, right? There's meteor showers or other space storms, whatever else was going on. So that rover was always readjusting every millisecond. And that's kind of what it is like with parenting. We're readjusting. We get off course. I mean, this morning, I've already made 5 parenting mistakes. My kids have only been up for half an hour, right? But it's readjusting and it's learning from where we want to go and bringing us back to the center. And that's really what our values are for. So that's why I want to make sure that we look at our values, because piece by piece, day by day, and that's why I wanted to do a 30-day challenge and not, a 5-day challenge, because we're chipping away to where we eventually want to go. So our values are going to help us stay on course, and without those values, we don't know how to readjust. We're just kind of flopping around with, that's what this psychologist said, or that's what this mom blogger said, and really not having any idea of where we want to go, what's important to us, right? The other thing that you need to know too about our values, it helps, direct us, but our values give a compass to our kids. Right? So we need to know what we want to pass on. So if you've already laid some values out for yourself, fantastic. Now is a great time to reassess, readjust, your values. Are you still in the direction that you want to go? If you haven't, the key task for today is just to start creating your own values. I have a link for the workbook today for the relevant pages, just to help you get that sorted out. Now, it is going to be a process. You might not get it all done today, right? It's going to be a work in progress, and that's okay. By the end of the 30 days, we're going to create a parenting plan together. And it's going to be based on your values and what parenting practices you want to implement long term. After this 30 days, you're going to have that plan put together. So we want to make sure that for today, go and look at those values, look at the link, and feel free to share in the comments box. I find sharing, it kind of creates synergy amongst the community. It gives us ideas, maybe things we hadn't thought of before. So have a great day. Let me know if you have any questions, and go make happy happen. Bye.